She is. Hi, Brianna.
Hi.
Kiwi, no. Stay right there. Hey, everyone. I'm Dev Campus. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about how I test my gear for my upcoming Thru-Hike of the Pacific Crest Trail next year in 2020, and how I test it without being able to go backpacking. Alright, so for all of us that are getting ready to go backpacking, to go to the Pacific Crest Trail next year, a lot of us sometimes don't have the chance to go backpacking. I'm gonna be honest, I live in the best backpacking area in southern Utah, but since I've been trying to save money for my upcoming Thru-Hike, I can't always go, travel everywhere because gas is expensive, and my car, it's a gasoline monster. It uses up a lot of gas. So every time I have to go like 200 miles away or go to a different place backpacking, it does, cost me. So I have to minimize that. Another thing is that my work sometimes doesn't let me, most of the time doesn't let me. And a lot of times the trails that I've been finding specifically for me to do solo backpacking, they're very long, and then I have to bring my daughter with me because I can't leave her alone at home. And that makes it a little more challenging for me. So I had a certain gear for backpacking before deciding my Thru-Hike. So going through hiking right now has also demanded me to spend more money and buy different gear. Because my first goal is on my gear is just to go as light as possible. I have that very set in my mind because I believe it's what will help me get my legs stronger, my trail legs in the beginning. It won't be so challenging for me if I go like ultra light. I wanted to start first. So this is my pack that I'm going to be starting in the desert. This is actually just going to be for the desert, this pack, and it's the Z-Packs Z-Packs 38 liters, Z-Packs Nero 38 liters. It's a frameless backpack, and I know I've shown you guys my ULA CDT. That will be my main pack that I'm going to start wearing from the Sierras on for the remaining of the trail. But this one's going to be my desert pack because my base weight is so low now that I basically don't need a pack like the ULA CDT, which I will need from Kennedy Meadows on. But for the desert, I need something smaller. So this is going to be my pack. So as you see, I carry already 3 liters in it every day. And how do I test? So my first testing, it's with my backpack. Make sure it works for me. So how do I do it? I just carry it around all the time, no matter what. At home, I carry it to go to grocery shopping. I carry it to do small hikes with my daughter on weekends, and I carry it just like this, just full weight, total weight, just with food, water, and all my gear inside. So I have actually walked to work with my backpack, and I actually take it with me. So that's the only way I know that it's working. My shoes. It's another important part that I need to always test, make sure that they are working. So the way that I test my shoes are just, you know, and especially the insoles that I've been trying to find the right insoles for me without being too expensive. So I just wear it all around town. Instead of wearing regular tennis shoes, I've been wearing my through hiking shoes everywhere, and I just walk in them as much as possible. And when I can, I go to, you know, to up in the mountains, also just to hike up hills. And that's how it works for me. It's just testing and testing, because what happens is when I started to buy the new gear, they give you 30 days only to test it. So you have to make sure you test it before, so you can return it in exchange for what you think it'll work for you. Although I intend not to cook as much, especially in the desert, I'm going to be trying to go stoveless. Not cold soaking, stoveless. I do not like cold soaking, but I enjoy stoveless, just eating food that doesn't require cooking. So for my cooking, I have backpacked with my cooking gear many times, so I am very familiar with how it works with my BRS stove. I know the kinks that stove has. You know, it's hard to regulate the flame, and it's very light, so sometimes your pot may tumble. So I pretty much am very familiar with my cooking stove. But if I were not, I would be cooking at home. Parks are very good for if you're trying to get acquainted with your gear. Go to a park every weekend and just take your gear out, put it back on, pack and pack your bag, and that's what I do. I actually pack and unpack my bag every day at home. I just go, sit down, take everything off, pack it back on, and make sure I find the right way to pack my bag. I have tested my rain gear in the rain. Actually, I just put it on when it was raining and went outside to take my dog out, and had my kilt on and had my jacket on, and people were looking at me like I'm crazy. But it was the only way they could test it, especially here in Utah when hasn't been raining as much. But that was the few chances that I had when it rained, just to go outside and test my gear walking my dog. So I had just bought my Z-Packs bag. If you can see, I'm actually gonna add my video that I went over my big three. And on my sleeping setup, I have tested my small short thermarest backpacking, so I am comfortable with that, and I know it works just fine. What I hadn't tested was my 30-degree Z-Packs classic bag. The only way that I was able to test it within my 30 days was just to sleep outside in my porch. I think it was 25 or 28 degrees outside. So it was below my bag's recommendation for warmth. I put my base layers, I put my puffy, my jacket, and I got into my bag, and to my surprise, that bag was perfect. The only thing is, if I lay on my side, the zipper got really cold, and so I could feel a little bit of draft coming in. So I decided, because it was within 30 days, I actually sent it back to Z-Packs, and as soon as they refund, I will buy the full zip with baffles that Z-Packs also offer, and that's going to be my definite bag. Kits, you know, hygiene and repair kits, all of those things have things that I have tested before when backpacking, so I know they work for me. The only thing I tested also at home, and I recommend test your electronics at home. See how long it takes for them to charge. I think that's important, because we take it to, and we have expectations that when you stop in town, your electronics, your battery pack is going to be charged in an hour, and you're just going to be able to move on, and that's not true. My 10,000 milliamp anchor will take about 3 hours to charge with my little Aki charger, wall charger. Also your phone, just make sure you know how long it takes for your phone to charge, so that way you have real expectations in towns, when you go in towns and have to charge your equipment, and you're not counting just staying in town. My enlightening equipment synthetic jacket, I just been wearing in town all around. Just every time it gets cold, I just put it on and wear it. And it's a very warm jacket, so I'm happy with it. I know it works, so I didn't have any problems with that. Also my tent, my Nemo tent, because it's hard for me to go solo backpacking. It's hard for me to bring my tent with me. So how I've been testing it, it's just setting it up at a park. Just set it up, put it back down, set it up, put it back down, and then I can get used to how the tent works, how to set it up in a way that the wind will not come in, how to set it up so it stays in a windy day. And for that I learned that, you know, I'm going to be carrying very lightweight titanium stakes, so I need to use rocks on top, and I don't mind doing that. I actually prefer the titanium stakes because they don't break. They bend, but they don't break. So I can always just tap it back and just make it straight. For my water filter, I am actually very used to using my Sawyer filter. I have actually had it break in one of my backpacking trips to Zion. So I'm now using the micro, and I haven't been able to test the micro on the field yet, but I know it's not a perfect filter, and I have been testing at home. In my situation, I want to get as familiar with my pack as possible. So this pack has become for me, this and my other ULA CDT pack, they have become like my part of me. Every day I am messing with them. Every day I put things in, take them out. I'm getting very familiar with my gear. So that's it. The way that I've been testing my gear without being able to go backpacking, it's just using it around town, around my house, and testing it, using all of them, make sure I use it before the 30 days expiration so I can return it in case that something goes wrong. And the hardest one was my sleeping bag, but I was able to test it a couple of nights outside on my porch, so it worked. And it was pretty cold, and it was very warm, so I'm happy. I hope you guys are also being able to get your gear tested. I actually have a question. How do you test your gear when you're not able to go backpacking? How do you test it at home? Just leave it in the comment section below. Let me know. How do you test it, so maybe I can also learn a little bit from you. And other than that, I want to wish you guys a really nice day. I hope you guys are having a great week or weekend whenever you're watching this. And let me know if you guys have any questions. I will come back later with another video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Peace.